We don't know what we're doing.
It's been a long time.
Hey, I think we're on. The question is, since nobody is online yet, let's go see if we can find ourselves and see if we are live. We are live. Look at this.
All right. We are live. There I am looking down at the computer.
We are live and in person. I just need to mute myself.
Yeah. Now, this is the first live ever. We tried to do a live a couple weeks ago, and we failed.
We were dead.
So this is the first live.
Yeah, and the beauty of this first live right now, we didn't announce it, and so we have no viewers. And so we can be awkward and just wait. Should we just sit here and stare at the camera? But see, this will be replayable, right?
Well, yeah, it'll go right into
Can we edit that beginning part out?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's editable.
I don't know.
So, yeah. There is one attendee, and it is me.
Maybe I should get... Oh, I didn't bring my phone out. Didn't bring my phone.
We could have 2 viewers. So, what are the carnivore topics? Well, we had a video come out yesterday.
We did.
And it was about my aversion to steak.
Yes.
And we got a number of comments from that. Some of them were really helpful ideas about what to eat. Some reflected not having watched more than 2 minutes of the video or read the title, which is fine. I don't mind. Get some of that engagement going. But have I decided what I'm going to do? No.
Well, I'm excited to try. Someone talked about chuck roast sous vide.
Yes.
And said it was completely different
Than pot roast, chuck roast?
Yes, and so I'm interested in trying that. I mean, I'll probably like it, but I'm curious about it.
Well, my question is, how do you prepare it? How do you season it?
Well, I mean, we pretty much do salt, and that's all you usually want.
But my point is, do you take it out of the refrigerator, salt it, and then immediately throw it in the sous vide, or do you let it dry brine to let the salt soak in?
I don't think you need to dry brine. I think that might be overkill because we have a vacuum seal type sous vide, and where we vacuum seal it in a bag, and I think that sucks the salt in.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
I'm getting an alarm that our stream's bit rate is too low, but I don't really know whether that's making a difference. Oh, hi, Carrie. Let us know if the quality of the stream is terrible.
Where are you seeing that?
Right down here. She's in the chat.
Oh, hi.
Oh, she's telling us how to prepare our chuck roast. You brown it.
After it's been cooked in this. Okay. Excellent.
Where did it go? I lost it.
All new software.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, though, Carrie.
Yeah, someone is here.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's nice to have a friendly icon. Since your profile pic isn't a face, I can't really tell what it is.
Okay, Carrie can hear us and see us.
I think I need to adjust the camera slightly. I'm falling off the edge here.
Holy cow.
You're on your own now, Jay.
Holy cow.
It's like when Carrie made Jen do the live stream.
Oh, no, because I've done live streams. I can totally do a live stream by myself.
Different Carrie.
Yes, different Carrie. I could totally do a live stream by myself.
So you brown it after you cook it in the sous vide. That makes sense, because I think I've done steaks that way in the past, where I sous vided them and then seared them. Sort of like a sous vide reverse sear.
Sous vide reverse sear.
And it tasted just pretty much like every other steak I ever had.
Interesting, though. I just asked him. I know May is his month anniversary, or his year-long anniversary.
For Carnivore.
For Carnivore. But I didn't know the date, and that bothers me, because I have a little thing about dates.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just looked that up
Yep.
and you saw you started on May 27th.
Yeah.
So that anniversary is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you had a post in your log in July, you were talking about how you were still doing carnivore, but you didn't like steak.
That's right. So didn't take long for me to get sick of the steaks. But I also found in those records, I had started carnivore in October of 2022 and done it for apparently not very long.
No. And this changes my origin story a little bit.
Does it?
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Because I knew that you had come home and talked about protein. We need to eat more protein. I rolled my eyes. And then I started looking in, the seed was planted, and then somehow Dr. Barry's feed started showing up in my feed,
Yeah.
and I started watching him. But the truth is that you were eating carnivore for a few days before I started.
Really?
So you started it.
And then I
somehow
quit?
jumped on board, and I don't remember that part at all. But yeah, and then you quit the next day.
Typical.
He finally gets me on board, and he quits the next day.
That's funny.
But I kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And so then this part still is the same, where then in May of the following year, he asked me what I was doing. So,
Right, because you were making very noticeable progress.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. So I needed to get on board or I was going to be left behind.
there you go.
So
Yeah. So I knew you'd planted the seed around protein, but I didn't realize that I'd actually joined on. Of course, it was only for, a day that we were doing it together. So maybe that's why it escapes my memory.
I don't know, you remember a lot of other things I did one day.
Oh, my light, it
I
died.
will donate this light to you. So you don't have to look haggard like me.
Oh, it's got
Got
magnets. Fun. So yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I woke up, came into the kitchen, and you were making your breakfast, watching a Chris Cooking Nashville video.
Yes, I was.
And he was making carnivore bread,
bread.
which I had watched the video before bed the night before.
Okay.
But I've made carnivore bread for you in the past, not that recipe, and you weren't that fond of it, but I like it. So every now and then I will make some using Neely's recipe, Indigo Neely's, and her butter bread recipe. And we use it for pizza crust, which you really like, the pizza crust.
Yes.
Yeah, you like that. But the bread, not so much. So you're like, why don't you make this carnivore bread and we'll have sandwiches today? Because again, he's not into a lot of meat right now. So I did. Now, we couldn't do it for lunch because it's a long process.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mentioned yesterday in the version to beef one that I don't like steps. So recipes are really a problem for me because I have such low patience. I'm sure that had ADHD existed before I was an adult, I would have had that diagnosis as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw him whipping what's the stiff peaks? Is that egg whites?
He did both egg whites and cream.
And when I saw that, I'm like, there's no way I'm ever doing this. But you did it.
Yeah, I did it. Now, I've been gluten-free here's my date thing, for about almost 13 years. So I got very used to doing very long, complicated recipes.
To make fake bread.
To make, anything, really.
So you made it. It looks like a loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts kind of like a loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm.
It did collapse a little bit.
It did. He has you crack the oven, which I've never seen in Indigo Neely's videos. And so I did that, but I think our crack was too big.
And it cooled too fast.
And it cooled too fast and collapsed. So I can alter that very easily next time. I can change that crack.
But you ended up having slices of bread that you then toasted.
Mm-hmm.
They were really small.
Collapsed.
like, I don't know what.
They were like gluten-free bread slices are, actually.
And we put lunch meat on there with a little mustard. And I put a little mayo on there that was probably had seed oils in it.
You requested the seed oil mayo. I had to go buy it for you.
And it was a sandwich experience. It's been a long time since I've had that sandwich experience. I think my comment was, one, it would have been really good had I been hungry. And two, it tasted just like a sandwich made out of stale bread.
That's what you said, yes. Oh.
Which I didn't blame you for it.
Well, I was just going to say, you've probably noticed our relationship is not like he's criticizing me and I don't take it seriously.
There is that thing in relationships where you have to be able to express the things you like or don't like. And at the same time, that doesn't mean they're a criticism of what you did.
No.
Because you could make the very, very best some sort of tomato-based thing, and I'm never going to like it. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's not anything to do with you or my lack of appreciation for the effort you put in. But I just rather never eat that.
Yep.
Like broccoli.
Oh, yeah, I like broccoli. Broccoli's my thing. I tried and tried so many times over and over to eat all types of broccoli in all different ways, and I can't like it. I tried. I can't.
I can't like it. I can't like it. Oh my goodness.
And fish, same thing. I can't like fish.
I watched her try to eat sushi.
I
Like,
did several times.
You made an effort to do it, and yeah,
Yeah.
I love sushi. But
His whole family loves sushi.
the problem is it involves a lot of rice, and you can get sashimi, which is just chunks of raw fish, but
Maybe I could swallow that whole.
kind of like Ella used to eat ravioli when she was
Yes.
a little toddler.
Yep.
She would take the little ravioli and put it in her mouth and then go like a
Yeah.
bird swallowing a fish. But yeah, I think you could probably get it down that way, but why bother? Why
Yeah.
not just eat something else?
Once I went to your brother's house. We went for dinner, and he was newly married, and she made fish for dinner. Oh, I got it down. I
don't remember that.
Well, you wouldn't. It wasn't a traumatic experience for you.
I don't love cooked fish most of the time. Sometimes it can be pretty good, but I don't have the aversion that you do.
Yeah. I've even tried seaweed, which tastes
It
more
tastes like the ocean.
tastes more fishy than
Yeah,
fish.
that's true.
I would try veggie rolls, all sorts of things. Yeah. Didn't work.
So yeah, fish isn't really on the menu. Although I had a can of sardines the other day because I was kind of hungry, but I wasn't really hungry. I looked in the cupboard like, what am I going to eat? And I had bought a couple of tins of canned sardines in some sort of water. I used to get them in olive oil because I thought that was healthy. And then I heard don't get them in olive oil because the olive oil is rancid. I don't know what the truth is. But you pull the tab, the little metal cover off, and it doesn't want to come off. And then you put enough force on it, and it's so much force that the liquid inside goes flying everywhere. It got all over the counters, down the front. It got all over me, on my hands. The dogs are super interested in it. And I ate it. I just eat it right out of the tin. I put salt on it, and I mix it up and just eat it like that, and I like it. I like that it looks like little fish, and I like to crunch the little spines. But man, I smelled like fish.
Well, I came home and I smelled fish. And I was like, oh. But I thought maybe I was making it up or having a stroke or
Yeah.
something because he hadn't left for the day.
Having a stroke.
Don't you smell things?
Yeah, right.
I think it's burnt
Yeah.
toast, actually. So anyway, yeah, so I came home, smelled fish, but I knew you hadn't left all day. So I didn't know how you had fish. I didn't realize that there were the sardines stashed in the counter. So then you finally mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, thank God, because I thought I was going crazy here. It smelled so bad.
I don't think I could eat like 5 or 6 tins of those a day to try to supplement my steak aversion with
Spines.
sardines. Yeah, there's
spines
there's
are the best part.
You can see the spines in the tin. They're tiny.
I've not done sardines, I can tell you that.
But the dogs were really alert when I opened those up. Kind of like when we had the cat and you'd make tuna fish casserole and you'd pop the tin and the cats would appear out of nowhere.
That is the way that I would eat fish,
Yeah.
was tuna fish casserole. Or cold tuna pasta salad. I would eat it. But I think the mayo attenuated the fish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would.
yeah. Still not willing to try sardines with mayo, though. I don't know. So, yeah, we had bread yesterday. It was interesting. And you're going to have it today.
I'm going to try it again today. It's going to be Daled carnivore bread. It is in the video with, what's it, Nashville?
Chris, yep.
What's his
Chris
channel?
Cooking Nashville.
Chris Cooking Nashville. He has his wife try it, and she's like, it's not eggy at all. So when she gave me a first little sample piece, I bit into it all excited, and it was a little eggy.
Yeah.
Not super eggy, but still a little eggy, because there's a lot of egg in it.
I think it was more eggy than Indigo Neely's butter bread.
Really?
I do, yeah.
Well, then make that.
We can try it again. We can do side by side.
But did you make it in the little muffin top tin?
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, that might be the problem. Because then there's more surface area that's that sort of crusted bread. Mm-hmm. And that's the worst part.
Yeah, because I was setting out to make a pizza dough. So then you've got leftover dough, and I made little rolls.
I used to make those keto buns.
Yes.
And that was a lot of almond flour.
Yes.
So not really a carnivore.
No, it's so strange because with gluten-free too, lots of almond flour we used to go through, and I think we've got it sitting in the freezer right now.
But the amazing thing I noticed about those sandwiches was it was just like I'd eaten a carnivore meal.
Oh.
I ate it and I had no gut distress. Mm-hmm. If I'd eaten. I'm a novelist. I've published 1 million words and I just said eaten. If I'd eaten a sandwich with actual bread, I would have inflated immediately and gone, oh. But it was nothing. It was nothing like that. So that was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I think what I need to do to kind of make up for the stale flavor of the bread is, I don't know, could we butter it when we toast it? Might that help? And then way more mustard.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can try to butter it if you want.
I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas.
So yesterday I gave you the raw, the naked. I just came out of the oven. Here's a little hunk. Try it, right? And then you said it might be better toasted.
Yeah.
So then I buttered it and I toasted it.
Okay.
So the second bite you had was buttered and toasted.
Okay.
And then I did not butter it last night for sandwiches.
Okay. I'm just thought we should play with it and see if we could figure it out, since you're willing to make this every single day
Yeah.
for the rest of our lives.
That is not what our marriage vows said.
Chief Dan George didn't say anything about
Chief Dan George did not say anything about making egg white bread.
We got married in Canada, and in 1997.
Correct?
See?
Yeah. Our anniversary is coming up
Yeah,
in a
next
few
week.
days.
Yeah, on the 13th. So we got married by a marriage commissioner in Canada, and she was also the owner of the bed and breakfast we stayed in, because we did a planned elopement where we told our families and then didn't invite them.
Mm-hmm.
And she did this beautiful ceremony, but she drew on a whole bunch of writings from this Native American Chief Dan George. And it was a beautiful ceremony. But so the ongoing joke for the past 27 years is I always say that Chief Dan George, it was explicit in the vows, certain things. And her great memory happens to forget all of those little details.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the first one you were just supposed to be rubbing my feet, and that went out the window day one.
I don't know what happened.
I do. You just said I'm not doing some of these things.
Could you imagine if she would have whipped that out during the ceremony?
If she'd actually said it,
Yeah.
like listed all these really gratuitously servitude type responsibilities the wife is supposed to have. That at no point was obey in those
Oh no.
vows.
No.
I don't know how I got duped into that.
But it was a really beautiful ceremony, and I think about it now, so many people write their vows now. I am so glad that was not
No,
really a
too
big
much pressure.
thing, because holy cow, way too much pressure.
But the ceremony was outside. It was in Canmore, Canada, which is just south of Banff National Park. We were along the Bow River. The mountains were in the background. It was absolutely beautiful day.
Yep.
Unseasonably warm for Alberta, Canada in mid-May. And after our ceremony, because we didn't have any family there, we walked downtown to the Dairy Queen.
We were trying to figure out like how to celebrate, because
Yeah.
it was, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that.
Yeah.
And we had dinner reservations, but what do you do in the meantime? We went to the payphone and called my mother,
Yeah.
and then we walked
Yeah.
to the Dairy Queen.
Later, from a payphone, we called my mom.
Yep, at dinner.
Bye, Carrie. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.
So that was our wedding.
That was
and
our
It was good.
It was very good,
We
and
saved a lot of money.
that was part of the point. We knew we wanted to buy a house right away, which we did. We got married in May, bought a house in August. And so we were like, well, why spend all this money on this wedding? There were other reasons too,
Yeah.
but that was certainly part of it.
But then we had a big reception party at home that my parents threw at their place, and
Big for him, because it was like 30 people.
that's a lot of people.
Now, my family, they had like blowouts of 200 for wedding.
Really?
Like wedding receptions would be about 200 people.
How would you even find 200 people to come to that?
It was a lot of family, an extended family.
Yeah.
So we dodged that bullet. Yeah, where you didn't have to meet all my second cousins and
Right, yeah.
all that jazz. Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. And anniversary's coming up, and I think we're doing nothing. Like,
Doing nothing because it's like 2 days before I have to go have a colonoscopy done. So I'll be
Yay.
mid-prep. That's so exciting. I can hardly wait. But that timing doesn't work out great to have a big celebration. Famous Dave's. I see a familiar name in the chat.
yes.
I'm not sure why Bill is mentioning Famous Dave's. But
Famous Dave's. So yeah.
oh wait, was that was the catered.
Oh,
That was what we ate?
That's it.
So my brother just in the chat mentioned Famous Dave's, and that we had that catered for the reception.
Yeah.
We had the plastic tongs that came with that. Catered. We still have them.
We might have one set. They were great.
We kept those. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our reception. Yeah. So
yeah, this year we're most years we don't do much, but this year we're not doing much. I thought we might go on a trip we haven't gone on an anniversary trip since our 5th year anniversary before our daughter was born.
is that true?
Yeah.
Well,
Is that
of course.
true?
Why am
Or
I
was she
asking
just
that?
born? 5th year anniversary. And it would have been before she was born. We could, yeah. And so I thought we might go this year, but we're not.
Yeah, the
we're
timing
not doing
didn't work
anything.
out well.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Famous Dave's in
That's because all
several
the
years.
locations have closed. I don't know if they're
COVID
still
kinda
open.
set them back. I'm sure there's still some. The problem is the barbecue sauce is full of sugar, but I just might go for it. I also like their cornbread. Didn't it come with cornbread?
Now that I haven't had in ages, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, way back before eating super low carb, I remember intentionally going to the gym and I would do an hour on the treadmill, an hour on the elliptical. False. Half hour on the treadmill, half on the elliptical, half hour on the bike. So I'd get 90 minutes in the morning, and then we'd go to Famous Dave's and I would eat until I could eat nothing more. And it was so good because I was starving to death. But, it was basically just exchanging a whole bunch of pain for about 15 minutes of pleasure. It really wasn't worth it because then my gut would rebel and cause me all kinds of problems.
I got a pretty good rib recipe now, though, that I make. And just made it about a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember those ribs?
I vaguely remember those ribs.
You were probably like,
I ate them.
I wasn't very hungry. Actually, he told me, he's like, okay. I'm like, what do you want to eat? You don't want to eat anything right now? So do you have any ideas? And you said ribs. I'm like, okay. And you said, oh, and I am starving, so make enough. So I'm like, okay, I've got 2 racks of ribs cooking. Mm-hmm. I still have leftovers in the fridge.
Oh,
you
really?
were not that hungry.
I wasn't the time I said it.
I know you were at the time you said it. But yeah, so I smoked them on our big green egg, and I smoked them first for like hour and a half. Then I put them in foil with, here's my secret. I put it in with some chicken broth, some apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of Riesling wine. Now you'll probably be like, I don't like these. No, I put them in and then I steam them for an hour and a half, and then I pull them off the steam and finish them.
What does the wine do, do you think?
Oh, it definitely imparts a little flavor in there.
Oh, does it?
I can taste it. Now you will too. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if there's still some left, we should eat them.
I've been trying. I've been trying to eat the leftovers, yes.
Because we also have leftover carnivore lasagna, right?
I froze that.
Okay.
I've been trying to take care of all the leftovers. Yeah.
Yeah, the carnivore lasagna is not something I want every day. I want the version that's not quite carnivore, that has the red, what is that, red sauce?
Marinara.
Yeah,
Like a tomato sauce.
I like that version better.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. I do too. But we had that for my birthday last month. Mm-hmm. So that was a little special treat. It was good.
Well, this is our first live.
Yeah.
I think it went well. I don't think we should belabor it and go on any longer than necessary. We had 10 whole views, one of which was me, because I'm on right now watching myself. 7 concurrent. One was my brother. He just
Yay.
happened to notice that we were live, so that was good. Thank you, Bill, for joining us. Carrie, who's commented on a bunch of our videos. That was nice to see Carrie show
Yeah.
up and compliment us. I'm pretty much only here for the compliments. And it's time to go toast that bread and make some lunch.
It is about lunchtime. Yeah, I'm fasting today, so I'm not eating.
You're not going to eat lunch?
I don't think so.
Are you going to eat dinner?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What am I going to do?
Well, there's tons of leftovers. I'll have some leftover ribs. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't know how this software works to stop streaming, so I'm going to have
So
to
bear with us.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Or just leave. Just leave.
So we're going to hit stop now. So goodbye.
Bye.